Welcome to Storyland. In today's video, we're taking you on a thrilling journey through history, covering the most significant events from 1940 to 1950. This decade was marked by global conflict, incredible resilience, and the dawn of a new world order. Join us as we summarize these 10 transformative years in just 10 minutes. Let's dive in.
The 1940s stand as a pivotal decade in human history, marked by global conflict and profound transformation. The world was still grappling with the aftermath of the Great Depression when World War II erupted, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. From the battlefields of Europe to the Pacific theater, the clash of ideologies and the pursuit of power left an indelible mark on the 20th century. This era witnessed unprecedented violence and destruction, but also extraordinary resilience, innovation, and the emergence of a new world order. Join us as we delve into the defining moments of the 1940s, exploring the events and personalities that shaped this pivotal chapter in human history. The year 1940 began with Europe already at war. Nazi Germany under Adolf Hitler had unleashed its military might, employing the devastating blitzkrieg strategy. This lightning war quickly overran Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. The fall of France in June 1940 sent shockwaves across the globe. However, one nation stood defiant: Great Britain. Winston Churchill: "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills, we shall never surrender." The Royal Air Force, though outnumbered, fought valiantly against the Luftwaffe, Germany's air force. The Battle of Britain marked a turning point, demonstrating that Germany was not invincible. The year 1941 witnessed a dramatic escalation of World War II, drawing in new combatants and expanding the conflict's global reach. In June 1941, Hitler broke his pact with Joseph Stalin, launching a massive invasion of the Soviet Union, codenamed Operation Barbarossa. The German offensive, initially successful, bogged down in the face of fierce Soviet resistance and the harsh Russian winter. Franklin D. Roosevelt: yesterday, December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack on Pearl Harbor propelled the United States into World War II. President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared war on Japan the following day, famously calling December 7th a date which will live in infamy. The United States' entry into the war transformed the conflict's dynamics, shifting the balance of power. The year 1942 proved to be a pivotal turning point in World War II, with key battles marking the beginning of the long road towards Allied victory. In the Pacific, the Battle of Midway in June 1942 dealt a decisive blow to Japanese naval power. American forces, aided by code-breaking intelligence, inflicted heavy losses on the Japanese fleet, sinking 4 aircraft carriers and effectively halting Japan's advance across the Pacific. Midway marked a turning point in the Pacific theater, shifting the momentum in favor of the Allies. Soviet soldier: the Battle of Stalingrad was like no other. We fought for every street, every house, every room. The German Sixth Army was determined, but so were we. We could not and did not give up our city. Meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Battle of Stalingrad raged from August 1942 to February 1943. The German Sixth Army, deeply entrenched in the city, faced relentless attacks from the Red Army. The battle resulted in horrific casualties on both sides, with an estimated 2 million soldiers and civilians killed or wounded. 1943 saw the tide of World War II decisively turn in favor of the Allies. In February 1943, the German Sixth Army, trapped and decimated in Stalingrad, surrendered to Soviet forces. This momentous victory shattered the myth of German invincibility and boosted Soviet morale. In July 1943, Allied forces launched the invasion of Sicily, marking the beginning of the liberation of Italy from fascist rule. The campaign in Italy, though challenging, further weakened the Axis powers and opened up a new front in Europe. 1944 witnessed some of the most significant military operations of World War II, setting the stage for the final Allied victory. On June 6, 1944, Allied forces under General Dwight D. Eisenhower launched Operation Overlord, the largest amphibious invasion in history. The D-Day landings on the beaches of Normandy, France, marked the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi occupation. Despite heavy casualties, the Allies gained a crucial foothold in France, paving the way for the eventual defeat of Germany. In August 1944, Paris was liberated from Nazi occupation, symbolizing the waning power of the Third Reich. Allied forces continued their advance eastward, while Soviet troops pushed westward, liberating Eastern European countries from Nazi control. 1945 brought an end to World War II, but not without further bloodshed and profound global transformations. In February 1945, the Allied leaders met at Yalta to discuss the post-war order.
The Yalta Conference laid the groundwork for the United Nations and the division of Europe.
Harry S. Truman assumed the presidency, guiding the nation through the war's final stages. Germany's unconditional surrender on May 8th marked Victory in Europe, VE Day. In August, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
The use of atomic weapons remains highly controversial, sparking debates about their morality. Japan surrendered on August 15th, ending World War II.
The world grappled with immense human cost and physical devastation. The United Nations, founded in October 1945, represented hope for a more peaceful world. The years following World War II witnessed the emergence of a new global order, marked by both cooperation and conflict. The wartime alliance between the United States and the Soviet Union, forged in the fight against Nazi Germany, quickly dissolved into suspicion and rivalry.
The Nuremberg trials, held from 1945 to 1949, brought Nazi leaders to justice for war crimes and crimes against humanity.
However, tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union escalated, fueled by ideological differences and geopolitical ambitions. In 1946, Winston Churchill delivered his famous Iron Curtain speech, warning of the growing Soviet influence in Eastern Europe. The Truman Doctrine, announced in 1947, pledged American support for countries resisting communist expansion, marking a turning point in U.S. foreign policy. The Marshall Plan, launched in 1948, provided billions of dollars in aid to war-torn European nations, fostering economic recovery and strengthening ties with the West.
In 1947, India and Pakistan gained independence from British rule, marking a significant step in the process of decolonization that would reshape the world in the decades to come.
The Berlin blockade from 1948 to 1949 further heightened Cold War tensions. The United States and its allies responded with the Berlin Airlift, a massive airlift operation that supplied West Berlin with essential goods for nearly a year. In 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, was formed as a military alliance between North American and European nations. The 1940s stand as a pivotal decade, shaping the geopolitical landscape and leaving an enduring legacy on the world. The devastation of World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history, served as a stark reminder of the human capacity for both destruction and resilience. The war's end ushered in an era of profound change. The Cold War, a geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, cast a long shadow over international relations for decades. Decolonization, a process set in motion by the war's upheavals, transformed the world map as former colonies gained independence and asserted their place on the global stage. The establishment of the United Nations represented a significant step towards international cooperation and the peaceful resolution of disputes. Though often tested, the UN's enduring legacy lies in its commitment to promoting human rights, fostering development, and addressing global challenges. The 1940s, a decade marked by global conflict and profound transformation, continues to shape the world we live in today. The lessons learned from the horrors of World War II, the challenges of rebuilding shattered societies, and the complexities of navigating a new world order resonate across time. The 1940s remind us of the importance of diplomacy. the fragility of peace, and the enduring need for international cooperation. It is a decade that underscores the human capacity for both great evil and extraordinary compassion for destruction and for renewal. As we reflect on the events and legacies of this pivotal era, let us strive to learn from the past, to build a more peaceful and just world for future generations.
And that's a wrap on our journey through the pivotal years of 1940 to 1950. From the devastation of World War II to the dawn of a new era with the United Nations, this decade reshaped our world in countless ways. We hope you enjoyed this quick dive into history. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Storyland for more fascinating historical recaps. Stay tuned for the next part of our series where we'll explore the dynamic years from 1951 to 1960. Thanks for watching.